Good afternoon, guys, and happy Saturday to all of your sunshiny faces, guys. Jack today had his homecoming, the dance. He went with one of his little friends that they've been friends since, like, literally, is it kindergarten or first grade or something like that? They've like known each other and like went to elementary school together, and they're like still super great friends. And they played football. The problem was that his friend like played like up a level normally, and Jack was playing like at silver, whereas his friend was playing at gold. But the last year of youth football they got to play together, and then also too they played this past like freshman football year, so they like ended up going together to the dance. Well, my mom picked him up, and then they came back over to our house and were like here for a little while, maybe like 15 or 20 minutes, and I went to the high school. And so then they ended up all meeting up with all the rest of the football friends and stuff like that at the homecoming dance, which was pretty cool and pretty like fun and everything like that, I guess, for them. And Jack was like looking all snazzy. We ended up actually out at Target earlier because we had to go and get Jack all of his clothes and things like that. You know, like he had a shirt. That was pretty much it. He had a pair of like dress shoes that he ended up wearing to the wedding, the last wedding we went to for one of my cousins, and they were like way too small, like crazy small, that like didn't fit him like at all. So he ended up he actually had to change out of them when we drove back from the like wedding because they were, like I said, too small for him. So he took them off in the car actually. And like he was like, my feet are so squished. Like he was like, he had his like toes all curled up in them. And like, you know, yeah. So the reason he didn't end up getting new shoes either too was because he waited until the last minute. He was like, oh no, they fit. He's like, I'm fine. He's like, I know what I'm gonna wear, you know, and everything like that. And was, you know, saying that he was like, oh, I have my outfit and everything like that for the wedding. He's like, everything's fine, you know, and stuff like that. Didn't think to like try any of this stuff on to make sure that it fit. So like I said, we ended up going. He's like, my shoes don't fit. We're like, well, you had to wear those. Like, you should have told somebody earlier than literally when we're about ready to walk out the front door. So yeah, guys, Jack doesn't always think ahead all the time. But the only thing he ended up having that fit him, because again, I think maybe he had a pair of pants, or maybe he wore a pair of like really nice jeans or something like that. I don't really remember what he ended up wearing to the wedding. But yeah, that was at least one of the things I remember. Anyways, though, he had one nice dress shirt that actually we realized he shouldn't have probably wore because it didn't button up the top button. So he actually, my dad had to get the tie like just perfect so that the tie actually looked like it was holding, you know, the last button on his shirt. Like it looked like it was actually closed. So it ended up, he looked nice, but he actually ended up wearing one of my dad's ties, and like he was gonna wear one of those ties that Matthew ended up wearing for maybe homecoming or prom or something like that, but he ended up not wearing that because he couldn't find it. He was like, don't worry guys, I know what I'm gonna wear again to the homecoming dance today. He's like, I'm gonna wear, you know, he's like, I might need pants. He told us ahead of time. He was like, and I probably need shoes. But then he was like, don't worry, like I have this tie, like Matthew's, you know, tie from whatever he wore for high school, and then the shirt, and that's when we figured out, okay, Matthew, we can't find the tie. And then he tried on the shirt and said it fit, which it did, but it didn't button up to the top button, so he didn't try it all the way on. But he just told everybody that it did. So we ended up going to Target. We had to go pick him up, like I said, a pair of pants and then also a pair of shoes for the dance as well. So we ended up going there and getting that. And then we ended up getting him socks, because again, it was kind of the same thing. Matthew's like, I have plenty of dress socks. Him and Matthew are like the same size almost in clothing. I think actually Jack's waist size might be a little bit bigger, but I think the like length size, he's still the same. And Jack and my dad, though, now are the same waist size, but Jack's not as tall as my dad, so his length size is not like, you know, the same. So Jack's like right in between, like where he's like the same as Matthew but not the same as, and the same as my dad but not the same as either of the both of them yet. The sock situation, they were just gonna let him borrow a pair of like their like nice dress socks, but then my dad was like, well, let's just get him a pair so that he can have them for other events and things like that, because I know for the high school, for the football like awards night thing, I know at least in the past have always had to dress up and like look nice and presentable and stuff like that, like, you know, a nice, I think they have to wear tie and like dress pants and like nice shoes or whatever. So my dad's like, okay, well, at least he'll have this for like that event. And then also too, for like homecoming next year, you know, you can always switch it up maybe with a different shirt that fits and maybe a different tie, you know, but like he'll have the same pants and shoes. And again, if we end up going to another wedding or another like, you know, big fancy event party kind of thing, he'll have like a nice outfit to wear. So, you know, like I said, he has kind of some of those nice things, and so it wasn't too cheap getting that, you know, and it was only Target, so it wasn't like ridiculously expensive, but it wasn't super cheap either. And then I also ended up getting, because they had leggings on sale, they were buy one get one 50% off, and I was like, oh my gosh, like these are really nice leggings. And it was actually funny though, because originally it was just gonna be Jack and my dad, and then my dad's like, do you want to come with? And I was like, okay, sure, because he enticed me with Chipotle. So we ended up then going to Chipotle after Target as well. So we were gone for like a good portion of the day today, actually, like hanging around at Target and then going to Chipotle and like going other places and stuff like that. Actually no, I think that was the only two places we went to. I saw a pair of leggings that I was like, ooh, these are really cute leggings. Like I was just kind of looking at them and stuff like that. I think it's called their A New Day like brand or whatever. I think it's their new line from Target that they've had like recently, but not like, you know, it's a little bit more newer. And I saw one pair of leggings that were like athletic sort of leggings. I was like, ooh, these are really cute. And since they were buy one get one 50% off, I was like, these other pair are also really cute. And there was two that I couldn't really decide on, but I did just get that like almost brand new pair of leggings from, I think it was Old Navy or something like that my mom found at a thrift store, with like the tag still on them and everything like that, I think, or something like that. And they were like a gray colored pair. And I was like, you know what, maybe I won't get the gray one since I already had a gray one. So I got a different one with like a stripe down the side. And then the other ones were sort of like ballet leggings, sort of like they had like, you know, the athletic ones that have like sort of the crisscross thingy, you know, or they're kind of like open a little bit. And I was like, ooh, these are really cute, I like these. And so I was like, I want to buy them for myself, but I was like, I kind of don't at the same time. And like I said though, originally my dad was just gonna take Jack and then took me and was like, Matthew, is there anything at Target that you want for Christmas? Like gonna buy him like some Christmas presents maybe or something like that. And then Matthew's like, I have to finish making my list, you know, and this kind of stuff. And so then when we got there, I was like, Dad, do you want to get these for me for Christmas? Because you'd be saving 50% off of one of them. So I think they were like $18 or something like that. The other reason I didn't get the other pair too is because they were 16. So it always works as like the lesser of the two gets taken the 50% off. So I was like, I want to try and find two that are the same price, so that obviously the price that comes off is the maximum amount that I can get off, instead of getting one that's 18, one that's 16, and the $16 one's the one that's going to be half off. So it's not as good as getting two $18 ones. The $18 one is going to be one of them that's half off. You know, so the percentage saved, I guess, is greater. And so that's why I was like, okay, Dad, you want to get me these for Christmas? So he ended up buying those too. So mine was like an extra, like, you know, 20 something ish dollars, but it wasn't like super crazy expensive. But my dad still ended up spending a lot on Jack's shoes, and he also had to get him a belt too, because Jack doesn't have any belts. Like a nice like dress belt sort of thing, and then the pants, and then the, like I said, the shoes, the socks, the belt, and the pants. So Jack got like almost a whole new wardrobe of like nice clothing. And the thing was, guys, was that like my homecoming, I don't even remember. My mom picked out my dress. Like, she got it from somewhere. I don't even really remember where she ended up picking it out from. But like, I didn't pick out my homecoming dress my senior year. It was a nice, cute dress, but it didn't like fit me perfectly. And like, I liked it, but again, it was one of those like, I didn't get like a super expensive, like $100 like spent on my like homecoming dress. It wasn't that expensive. It was probably somewhere from like Kohl's, and it was not $100. Like, that's how much my dad pretty much spent on Jack stuff today. But the thing was, I didn't have to pay for my homecoming or my prom ticket. My parents bought both of those for me because my prom dress, that was actually my cousin's prom dress that fit me, which was super cute. Like, I honestly don't think I would have ended up getting anything close to like that nice for what we probably would have ended up being able to like pay for a homecoming or for a prom dress. So that's why my parents were like, we'll pay for your tickets then, since they, like I said, really didn't end up spending like that much money on like my stuff. But Jack ended up paying for his own homecoming ticket, and he was like, I worked over the summer, I got money, don't worry. But the kid is like, honestly guys, I was so frustrated about this. So he like, all week, I guess the last 2 weeks, which they didn't have school on Monday, which I thought was kind of, like I said, dumb. Like, their homecoming week and they don't have school that first Monday. You know, so like all the events and stuff like that, like you have one less day for like, you know, Spirit Week and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then on Friday was a half day. And so they don't have lunch, so they don't sell tickets at lunch, but they, I guess, sold them for 3 days this past week and then the week prior. And Jack, so it's $25 if you like buy your ticket ahead of time, and it's $30 though at the door if you don't buy the ticket, you know, ahead of time. And so Jack didn't buy his ticket. He knew he was going to the dance probably for the last like few weeks. He was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna go, I'm gonna go, but never bought the ticket. And so he waited, so he spent an extra $5. I was like, Jack, you're seriously, like, dude, just save the money, make sure you buy your ticket ahead of time. Like, that was the same thing with prom too, was that like I said, for me, was that I think it was like maybe $100 or $150 or something like that. But it was like an extra like 25. No, actually I think you couldn't buy the prom tickets. You had to buy your prom ticket ahead of time. You couldn't buy your prom ticket at the door. But I think it was the same thing for homecoming. It was like $25. But Jack was like, I think $25 for homecoming dance is just ridiculous. And I was like, really? I think it was probably the same price. Like, maybe like for us it was $20, $25 at the door or something like that. You know, instead of like the $25, $30 at the door. But still, I was like, that's pretty reasonable. Like, Jack was like, this is outrageous, like it should be like $5 or $10. And I was like, not really. Like, he had shared something about like that they had a photo booth, like, oh, they had all this extra stuff kind of like set up too, which I don't remember them having for my senior year. And then also too, which I don't think they had for my homecoming either, was I guess they had like stuff set up in like the field house that you could go if you didn't want to like actually go to the dance portion of it, where like you could do like Jenga and like, you know, or like I guess it was like big Jenga and big bowling and stuff like that, like other like activities that you could do if you didn't want to do, like, you know, actually like do the dancing portion of it, which, like I said, I don't think they had set up first, because I remember where they actually had the like snack bar kind of thing, was actually, so you couldn't get back to that area where you would get into the field house. So I don't think they had that for us, but Matthew said that they had it for him. And Jack said at the very beginning, until like he was waiting for his friends to show up, that's where him and the one friend, and maybe a few other people, where they were starting to filter and were kind of hanging out. And then once his group of friends all ended up getting there, they ended up actually going to the dance. So yeah, like I said, it was kind of cool, but like all that extra stuff and the prep and everything like that for, like, you know, all the staff that has to set it up and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I don't know, I know my mom donated. She actually ended up making yesterday cupcakes and brownies and stuff like that to bring to have like for snacks and everything. But you know, like all that extra stuff, you know, to pay for the DJ and all that kind of thing costs money. But you know, Jack was just like completely outraged at how much the ticket was, and I was like, it's really not that much. Like $25 is not that bad, but you spent an extra $5 because you didn't end up buying it ahead of time, like, you know. So anyways, guys, yeah, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog, though. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give it a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.